For a third political party in our country. Leading the effort is the former National Political Outreach Coordinator for Bernie Sanders' presidential campaign. He met with supporters in Maine earlier this week. Catherine Pegram joins us with more.
Thanks, Morgan. Nick Brana is the founder for Movement for a People's Party. He joins us right now to talk more about this effort. And this organization really born out of the 2016 presidential election. And give us a little bit of history and tell us how we've gotten to this point.
Yeah, absolutely. So it all began when a number of Bernie staffers and delegates and super volunteers all got together last year in February and decided, you know, the two major parties are not really representing what most Americans want at this point. It's 46% of Americans who are independent. It's that there's a record number of Americans who are calling for a major new party, almost 2/3 of Americans. And so we decided we needed to represent that perspective. That's what Americans are ready for. We got together in February. We launched it as Draft Bernie for a People's Party, calling on Bernie Sanders to form a major new party. And since then, we have evolved into a movement of more than 50,000 supporters across the country, with chapters across the country, working towards building that major new party.
Is that how this movement's going to grow, that sort of effort? How do you see it growing and really taking hold as a third political party?
That is, it's happened very organically, very much like the Sanders campaign built up very organically then. And so it's just going around, you know, and reaching out to supporters. Now we have the internet. The internet really empowers us too. And so on social media, lots of people have found us and they've said, you know, I completely agree. That we need a major third political force in our country at this time. We've kicked power back and forth between the Democrats and Republicans for many decades now, and it has brought us here. And those who created the problems, who aren't representing people, they're not going to be the ones to solve the problem.
How do people do that? How are you asking them to get involved?
Right. And so we ask them to come to our website, and they can connect with us there. It's forapeoplesparty.org, and that's where you can connect with our organizers. We have state and regional organizers in 43 states across the country, and now we're really focused on building those chapters that are building the infrastructure of this major new party, because people are so ready for it at this point, to have something different that challenges. You know, the established two parties. You know, they found this past election in 2016, one of the things that motivated us is that we saw that even within the two major parties, there was a rebellion, you know, that voters gravitated towards the two candidates who hadn't even been members of their party before that, Trump and Sanders. And so in that way, you know, people were trying to move away from the establishment of both political parties, but both political parties are so entrenched that they've been designed so that the challenge can never succeed inside of them. And so what it will take is what has been done before, and that is that a new party arises that actually does represent the people, and it manages to replace the old existing party. It happened when the early Republicans replaced the Whigs, and I think that Maine can lead the way in doing that, and it's very exciting, and that's why I've come here to meet with a bunch of our supporters, and I have.
Why Maine? Why do you think we can lead the way in an effort like that?
I think Maine has a very strong independent streak. And I think for many years, the people of Maine have refused to be told what to do by other states or by political parties. And they've said, I am going to pick what it is that I believe is right. And right now, we're in a place in our country where we are the richest country in the world. We have more at our disposal. Productivity has been rising tremendously over the past few decades, and yet none of that prosperity is being shared with normal people, with average working class people.
When do you hope to turn that into a presidential candidate?
By 2020. So we are building in the states to launch a major new party, and we're building, you know, first and foremost in states like Maine that we think can lead the way in this political revolution, and then building up nationally across the country to have a major nationally viable independent party that actually represents the people, that actually bases its perspectives on what the people think.
All right, Nick Brana, Movement for a People's Party, thanks so much for being with us.
It's great to be here. Thanks a lot.